I open the file, okay, inside the browser, is our development folder, right? So we have a property admin for this one. Okay, so if we click some button over here, for instance, probably this button view, okay, so we can delete or update. But the last time we did, we just delete, okay, and then the system will confirm whether we want to delete or not. But if you want to delete, just click OK. If we don't want to delete, then you can click cancel. So today we are going to do the update, right? So the update is a little bit tricky as compared than the delete, because delete is quite straightforward process. So I want you to concentrate on how to do the update part for updating record inside MySQL database, right? So in that case, I want you to open your VSC, this one. Okay, when you open your VSC, still we are going to do in the same file, which is in details.php. Right, so in details.php. So in details.php, this file, I'm going to open it inside browser so that you can see it. Okay, in this one, details.php. So now I am pointing to the record number 20. The house ID is 20. So this is the current record that I'm choosing in my browser. So what I can do that is that I want to make sure that the update button that I have already made over here is fully functioned. Okay. So to add the button, first of all, you can copy and paste the same button from delete record, this one. Okay, so this is the button for delete record, and you can copy and put it here. Okay, and once you have it, so you just change the href, which is the link to this button, from their record to become update record.php. Okay, update record.php. Right. Okay. So when you have an update record.php and the file update rec.php is not exist yet, so when you refresh in the details and you click update, then it's going to become error because update rec.php is not available yet. So we are going to do this file later on. Okay, but at the moment, okay, so what we want to do is that the logic behind this update process is that we are going to do the same thing, where we are going to send the ID that we want to update, in this case the house ID. Okay, and then the ID, once we have the ID, and then we are going to do some SQL statement to select all the record information from the database, and we are going to display it into the we are going to display it inside the update rec.php, where update rec.php is almost similar to add record.php. Then later on, we are going to do some SQL statement also to do the update, where we are going to use a statement called update. Okay, and then if everything is okay, then the record should be updated inside Adobe. Inside MySQL database. Okay, so in that case, what we have to do is that first of all, we have to copy this code, right? Okay, we have to copy this code, the same code that we have already applied in delete record. Okay, this one, starting from question mark, house ID, blah, 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 echo until this one. Okay, so I want you to copy this one because we are sending the same ID to our database, so that database will prompt the specific record that we are using based on the house ID. Okay, so I want you to select this one. Okay, and right click and copy. Okay, so after you copy that code, then you can paste it inside the update. Okay, you can paste it inside the update. Okay, over here I set my file to become update.rec.php. So you have to make sure that the file that you are going to do afterward, it should be similar name as this one. Okay, so we have already copied into your clipboard. Just paste it on the update part. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing for the update, which is similar to the delete record. Okay, so update record is like this, so delete record is like this. So we are going to send the ID for the house. Okay, once you have this one, okay, you can Control S to save your file. Okay, and we have already made the update rec.php, which is the file that we are going to make afterward. Okay, right. And we are ready to go and create the update file, update rec.php, this file. Okay, so to create the update rec.php, actually update rec.php is almost similar to your add record. Okay, if you look at add record over here, okay, if I just add one, okay, add record.php, the update should be something similar to this one, where we have some column, and this column will be filled with all the specific record from the house ID that we have already selected. Okay, so we are going to copy and rename and duplicate actually, okay, from the add record, so that it will become the update record. So what I'm saying that is that, okay, you have to find the update rec, this one. You have to duplicate this file and rename it to become update rec. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, you can click. Okay, you can say copy over here. Okay, you can copy over here, and then in the same folder, your development folder, okay, we can paste it. Okay, we can paste it. Can we do it? Wait. Okay, copy file and paste it. You cannot paste it. You have to save as a new name. Okay, so open your add record, this one. Okay, I have a two file, which is both doing the same thing. Okay, add record. Okay, open add record, this one. Okay, and save it as a new name. Save as a new name and name that one as update. Okay, UP DATE update record.php. Right? Okay, so this is update record.php. Okay, so as I mentioned to you, update record will look similar as the add record, but the only difference is that update record will have some value is going to be displayed over here when we click the button update. Right. So when we have the update record, okay, this one, update rec.php. So if I click save this one, and if I want to test my button, okay, I can type details over here. Okay, details.php. Right. Okay, this time sometimes it's too very annoying. Okay. Okay, so when I click update over here, then it's going to go to the update record. Right. Okay, so if I want to try another file, okay, for instance this one, so I click record number 7, and I click update. So it's going to come the update rec.php because we just create update rec.php. Okay, the only thing that doesn't appear over here is that, okay, supposed to be that all these field should be include or embed with the record for house ID 7. Okay, but at this moment, there's nothing happen yet because we don't do any programming yet to call that record, all the field in the record and display it over here. Okay, so we are going to do that now. Okay, so for the update.rec, we are going to have the same thing. Okay, for here we have to have, first of all we have to have a required function. All right. Next is that over here, okay, we have to change a little bit. Okay, this part, okay, we have to change a little bit so that we are changing to become the update record. All right. Okay, so in the update record, okay, so we have a similar look something like this. Okay, because update record now we have all the field, but you can see at the bottom we have a button called add record. So everything over here should be reflect the update record information. So we are going to change the button name and etc. Right. So to do that, first of all, okay, so you go to the bottom part of update record. Okay, a little bit over here. Right. So for the body, okay, this one you update record in database, isn't it? This one, okay, update record in database. So you want it to become, sorry, this one is add record into database. So you have to change the H2 to become update record into database. Okay, update record into database. Okay, that's number 4. Okay, then you have to change the button also. Okay, you have to change the button. Okay, you scroll down a little bit. Button is over here. Okay, in my case, located in line 95, 97, 95, 96, and 97. This one. Okay, so this button is a add button. So I want to change the name for the button to become update button. Okay, and I want to change the caption for the button from add record to become update record. Right. So update record. Okay, and the name also update button. If I refresh this one, so it's become update record. This the thing that I changed inside the H2. Okay, and this is the button, right? So I already changed the button to become update record the caption, and the name of the button is update button. So this button I can copy so that I don't make any mistake. Okay, I can copy this button, the name of the button, and when I go to the top, which is at the PHP over here, okay, so this one I have to change from add button to become update button. Okay, because when the button, the update button is clicked, then something will happen. Okay, something will happen, right? So we are going to use post as the method because over here is a post. All right, this method is a post method, this one. Okay, so if this one, we have to change the name for the function. Instead of add function, we have to change to become update record. Okay, update record. Right. So successfully update record. Okay. Right. Failure to update record. Okay, so change everything to become update record. Okay, so we can leave the JavaScript over here document because after they click the update, so it's supposed to go back to the property admin, right? Okay, so basically these are all the changes that we have to make, right? So we have the update record. Okay, we have the add button, update button also. Okay, everything is okay for me. Okay, and then it set everything. We don't change. It's set meaning that when the button is clicked, is set, then something will happen. All this function will be executed, right? So the next task that we have to do is that we have to create the button, so create the update record, what we call that, update record inside the function. Okay, so you can click on the function over here, right? So the function inside function.php, we do have a function for the update record yet. Okay, this one, we don't have a function for update record yet. So we have to create a function for update record, right? Okay, so over here, okay. So for your information, the update record function is almost similar to add new function. So the only thing that is different is update record. We have to change the programming a little bit so that it suits with the update programming. Okay. So what we have to do next is that we have to copy the function from the add, okay, and paste it as the update record. Okay, so I want you to copy the function for the add new record, this one. Okay, copy it until this one. Okay. Okay, copy the add record. Copy this one, Control C to copy. Okay, and after the delete record, so you have one to create a new function called update record. So this one, it should be update record. UPDATE. Right? So this function update record will be similar function over here. So the name must be similar. Okay, this one UPDATE, R is capital, record. Okay, over here also you have to have the same name. Right? Okay, for this one, we can change this one to become data. We can change this one to become ID, no problem. Okay, in the delete record, we use ID. For this one, we can use ID, we can use data. It's no problem because the name is not making any difference. The only thing that is most important is that we are sending the ID. Yeah. Okay, so the ID, right? Okay, so this one is going to send the ID and put it over here, right? Okay. So we are going to do the same thing. First of all, we have to do the connection first. Then after the connection, okay, it is also very important that we have to capture one thing. If you look over here, okay, if you look over here, we have all the field inside the database: location, price, bathroom, car park, property type, size, furnishing, image 1, image 2, image 3. The only thing that we don't capture from this one is the ID. Okay, if you look at our database over here, okay, for the KL property, this one, if I'm choosing the table house, okay, if I look at the structure, okay, we have everything except the house ID. But house ID is very important for the update. So we have to have this house ID. Yeah. So in that case, we have to add a new variable, okay, and we call it as a ID variable. So I want you to add this one, okay, ID equal to, okay, and then we have a data, $sign, data, okay. And then we are going to make the house ID here, because we have to capture the ID. Okay, we have to capture the ID. Yeah. Okay, if I can make the comment over here, okay, capture all fields, FIELDS, okay, from table TBL house. Okay, including house ID. Okay, right. So we are going to capture everything over here. Okay, and we have to make the query, yeah. Okay, we have to make the query. The query should be a little bit different than what we have earlier. Okay, so the query, if I click at the PHP if I click SQL over here, okay, you can test the query over here. Okay, if you click update, okay, so these are all the query that we have to put inside the function.php. Okay, so you can copy over here. Okay, you can copy over here and paste it inside your VSC. Yeah. Okay. So the query will look something like this, right? Voila. Okay, nanti saya buang. Okay, the query will look something like this. Okay, you can paste it over here. Okay, update table house. Okay, all right, and set. Okay, and set. Okay, we start with location. Okay, location equal to. Okay, and over here we have to have the single quote. Okay, this one should be the value of the variable at the top. This one, location. Okay, we have to location, this one, right? Okay, then you have comma, then later on price, okay, will be equal to, then you make a single quote over here, right? Price equal to variable price, right? Price, right? This one, okay, and then we have room equal to, okay, room, right? Then we have bathroom equal to bathroom, okay, right? Then car park equal to, okay, car park, this one, okay, and then we have a property type, okay, equal to property type, right? And then we have a size. Okay, make sure that the thing that you have insert, okay, it should be something like this, right? And we have size, right? And furnishing, okay, just delete this one, right? Okay, and add furnishing and image one is equal to, right? Image one, right? And image two is equal to, okay, image two, and finally image three is equal to, right? Image three. Okay, image three, where this one is very important. Okay, house ID, okay, is equal to, okay, ID. Okay, right? So that's it, right? Right. So let me double check this one. Okay. Right. Next, we are going to run the query, SQL query. Okay, we have con and we have the query. This is the query. Okay. And then we have echo SQL, this one. Okay. And then if we are going to have a return SQL affected row. Here return my SQLi affected row. Okay. And then we can test it later on whether this one is okay or not. Okay. Right. Okay. I forget one thing. I forget one thing. That's why some of this is not correct. Okay. I forget one thing. Okay. But you do it this one first. Okay. You do it one first. Make sure that this function is available in your function. This update function is available inside your function.php. Okay. All right. So far so good. Do you have already created the function? No wonder all this did not change to become blue. Okay. Okay. So far so good. Right. If you run this one, then we are going to have error. Okay. We are going, before error exists, I'm going to show what's actually what we're supposed to do. Sepatutnya, okay, all this price room, bathroom, car park is going to be blue. Okay, the color for the font should be blue, but now it's become this one, probably pink or whatever. This one lah. It's not supposed not to become this one. Okay. Alright. So I forget one thing. Okay, we are going to return to find update rec.php. So far so good. This one. Make sure that you put it something like this. Okay, so we have to go to update rec.php and this one. I forget one thing. Right. This one is check if the user click the update lah. This one. Okay. So we forget to add one thing. Okay. Because when the detail, this one, where is it? This one, okay. When detail, okay, this is detail.php, click update, okay, it's going to send the URL, okay. Then the URL will contain the ID. But unfortunately, in our update rec, we don't capture that URL with the ID. So that's why we have error in the function. So we have to do this one. So we have to capture the URL which contain the ID. Right? So over here, you can see that get the ID from the URL. Okay. Okay. So in this case, we have to have a ID is equal to, okay, score get, right, house ID. This one. Okay, house ID. Right. This one. We have to get the ID first. Okay, because we don't capture the ID yet. So that's why we have a error over here. Right. So after we capture the ID, okay, right. So we are going to make a query actually. Ini pun tak buat tulis. Okay, query to get the record to capture apa? Okay, the record, okay, from MySQL based on the ID. Right? So we're going to make the query, this one first, right? So the query that we are going to use is this one, okay? Okay, let's say we name the query as H. Okay, H equal to, okay, this is a query, right? Going to make the query, right? So the query is select all, it is all from table house, okay, where house ID is equal to the ID, right? Okay, so this is the ID. So we have the query first. This is to make sure that when we click update button, then all the field over here will be displayed, all the information that relates to the record, okay, based on the house ID. For instance, if I click house ID number 7, so all the display over here, all the text box over here will display on the record from house ID number 7. Okay, so that's why we have to do the query first. Okay, but if you do the query over here, okay, we are going to have some error, okay, right? Because later on I'm going to show you what's happened. All right. Okay. All right. So we save this one first. Okay, we save this one first. Okay. And once we make the query, now the query should display, okay, all the record over here. So this record, okay, this field will be inserted by the record that we query from the database. So in that case, what we have to do is that all the input over here, okay, all the input over here should have the field where we are going to get the query from the database. Okay, so what I mean is that over here, okay, okay, for the input part, okay, for the input part, right? Okay, so you have to type something like this, okay. Buat siap-siap lah nanti, okay. Okay, can we move back to this one? Okay, can we move back to this one? Okay, I just want to show you this one, Okay, if I make a dump over here, okay, and I make a H, okay, H, this one. Let me show you what happened, That's the logic behind it. Then we're going to do that one later on, Okay, I'm going to make a dump. Dump is function is to show what's actually happened, when we make the query, right? Okay, so I move back to this one. Okay, refresh, right? So I open, let's say, number 3, record number 3. If I click update, you can see over here, okay, the array, this is the because of the vadam, okay, so the array is something like this, 0, it start with 0, this one is 0, okay, and then this is because of the array. So meaning that over here, okay, we have to put this one, okay, we have to put 0 like this. Okay, why we put 0 like this? Because this is the array. Okay, we have the array, we have the index start with 0. Okay, if you look at the array, okay, the index start with 0. In array, any programming language, okay, the index start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. It doesn't start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is something that you have to look back on your programming lesson. Okay, so the array, so the first index will become 0. So that's why we have to put 0 over here. Okay, so if I put 0 over here, okay, and I make vadam back, okay, if I click update, okay, you can see that now I am accessing all the record for array number something lah, okay. Then this is the thing that I can access after this. If I don't make 0, this one, okay, actually we have a programming language to solve the problem, but I'm quite lazy, Okay, so this one you can see that everything start with index 0 first. Okay, then we have the array. Okay, if we have put the 0, then we can start with array 12 and etc. Right? So that's why we have to put the 0 over here. Okay, because this is because the index okay, from the array. Right? So we save this one. Okay, now okay, if I refresh, okay, we have the record, but the record doesn't display yet inside all these text box. So we have to do some programming. So we have to add value for all this one. Okay, we have to add value for all this one, right? Okay, so to do that, okay, I want you to scroll a little bit down. Okay, in update rec.php, okay, in update rec.php, okay, so for everything that you put over here, right? For the input part, okay, you can type value over here. Okay, you can type value over here. Okay, value is equal to, okay, this one we have to put the PHP code. Okay, and we have to have the closing code. It's much safer to do this one. Sorry. Right? Okay, so what we need to do is that we have to echo. Okay, and what is the thing that we have to echo? So at the top, we are using a variable called h. H is holding all the variable or the record, h, right? And we can call that one, okay, this is location. Okay, this is location. Right? So I save it. Okay, I save it. So now if I refresh, then location will contain some information. Okay, you can see this one. Okay, kalau tidak, if I don't make the value, then it doesn't have anything over here. Okay, so in that case, I can copy all this one. Sepatutnya ada semicolon kat sini ni. Okay, we have a semicolon over here. Okay, from value this one, okay, I type this one first lah, second one. Okay, for the input, okay, I put value. Okay, and the value is, first of all, I have to put the PHP. Okay, PHP. Okay, and the closing PHP. Right, so this one, I can make an echo. Okay, and the variable h, variable h, and then this is price. Okay, and semicolon at the end. Okay, so if I refresh, then price will be displayed over here, right? So the same thing, okay, if I want to make for the room, okay, so I can make the value, right, and do the PHP. Okay, PHP. Okay, and then I have the closing PHP. Okay, and echo, right, and the h, h is the variable. Okay, is this actually the what we call it, the array. Okay, and this is for room, right? Okay, so if I refresh, then room will be displayed over here. So the next, I can just copy and paste it like that inside the other input. Okay, so this is bathroom. Okay, and this is car park. Okay, and this is for the property type. Okay, and this is for the size. Okay, and this is for furnishing. Okay, and this is for image one. Okay, and this is for image two. And finally is for image three. Right? So if I refresh, oh, something not correct over here. Okay, let me check it over here. Right? Room is okay. Uh, uh, okay. So this one, right? Okay, thank you very much, Lee. Okay, right. One and this one also. Okay, let's save and refresh it. Okay, so everything is going to be inserted over here. Okay, so there's one thing that I have to also include over here, which is the ID. Okay, which is the ID. The ID is not available yet over here, even though ID is we extract all the field from the record, but we don't display ID. Yeah, but ID is very important because when we click update record, so it's the ID that will become the identifier. Okay, so that all the required field from based on the ID will be included inside the database. So I have to put ID also over here. But okay, if I put ID over here, okay, so this is the first one. This is the location. I can put ID from the top over here, just after the post over here. Okay, I can put ID. Okay, right. So if I put ID over here, right, ID ni I can put it something like this. Okay, I can make a input type. Okay, I can put input over here, type. Okay, all right, and then we have a name. Okay, something like this. Put type name, right, and then we are going to have value over here. Same thing like this. Okay, but only thing that we have to put over here is the house ID. Okay, type, let's say we have a text over here. Okay, so because the ID is also very important, as I mentioned to you, because when we want to click the button update, is the ID will become the identifier for the record that we're going to update. Right? Okay, so let's say we have something like this. Okay. Okay, so if I save this one and if I refresh my update rank.me .php, I can see the ID over here. So this ID number 3 and I can see ID number 3 over here. Okay, and this is not nice lah. Okay, so I can change this one from input type text to become hidden. Okay, we need the ID, but we don't want to display ID inside the update rank.php. Okay, so that's why we change the input type from type to become hidden. Okay, so if I save this one, okay, I refresh. Now the ID doesn't appear, doesn't be printed inside this update.php, but the ID exists something in the page over here. Okay, so now I can click the update record and the record should be updated. Okay, so let's test this one. We test for house ID number 3. Okay, house ID number 3. So over here, let's say, let me put it this one first. Okay, so I'm going to make the file this one. Let's say for house number 3, I want to put the image. Right. Boy. Right. Okay, image, this one. Okay, I want to make the image over here for the house ID. Okay, for that it doesn't have image. Okay, and then probably image number 2 also I want to put it. Right. So okay, I have already make it, change it over here. Okay, so let's say from condominium, this is the only thing that I change. Okay, before that, record number 3 doesn't have image yet, right? So when I click update, something is not correct over here. Okay, undefined and 58, right? Okay, so let's look at it. What's the wrong over here? 58. Okay, come over here. Okay, undefined index of ID. Okay, do you have error? Okay, let's check the error. Don't worry. Oh, this one. Okay. Okay, so this one cannot become data house. Okay, this one. This one supposed to be ID. Okay, this one supposed to be ID, not house ID. This one. Because we are sending the ID, this one. Okay, we are sending the ID. Okay, we are sending the ID, not the house ID. Right? Okay, we are sending the ID. Okay, this one. Okay. Right. So let's test this one again. Okay. We refresh this one first. Kita refresh tak apa lah. Okay, tengok. Click update. Okay. Okay, so for this one, number 3, change it. And we just put this one. Date record. Still the same line. Okay, let me check. This.php, into the house ID. Okay, let me check this one first. Okay, in delete record, update record, here required functions, right? Di semua dengan get ID, we got house ID, then have query. Okay, this set post update button. If okay, okay, so when you send over here, this update record. First of all, you have to do the on. Okay. Okay, let me check this one first. This one, save this one first. Save this one. Save this one. Let me try this one first. Okay. We go to this one. Okay. Okay. Okay, and put this one. Probably a syntax. This is a syntax error. A syntax error. Okay, let me check this one. Okay, select functions. Okay. Juga. Right. Something went wrong over here. ID. Okay, let me check this one. Right. So is it over here? Save. Yes, again. Okay. Okay, update record. Undefined index ID. Make overdump this one. Okay, let's test this one. And we have a data. You want open. Right. So this one. Okay, we just test this one and put it here. The ID doesn't come here. Huh? It doesn't send the ID data, so that's the problem. Here we have the location and website. Only the ID is missing. Okay, we don't send the ID, that's the problem. So we have to retrieve back this one. Okay, we have to retrieve back this one. Right, so the record. Here we have a detail. Oh, okay, so this is the function. This is the result, this one. Okay. Okay, so this is actually the problem occur over here. This one, in line 46 in my programming in my BSc. Okay, I forget to put the name. Is supposed name equal to location. This one I have only the name and don't have the ID. Okay, so this one is supposed to be name. Okay, equal to ID. Alright, ini yang salah. Okay, and then we have value over here. Patutlah dia tak salah. Okay, cause this one. Okay, you add this one, insyaAllah should be okay. You test Okay, save this one. Okay, input type hidden name is equal to ID. Okay, right. So test it again. Okay, we create update. We add house 1. Okay, and click update record. Alright, so, update record So if you check table this one. Okay, so you can see that after we refresh, then the table should the new field that we just insert image 1 is available over here. Only that one. Okay, so no problem. No problem. Actually, when we have error, then it's very good because we force our brain to think what's happened. All right. Sorry. Oh, WhatsApp rather. All right. Do you have any problem? Okay, and you can test other record here. Let's say you test a record for record number last record, record number 20. Let's look at it. This one. Okay, house ID. Right. So car park. Let's say we have a free car park. You can put it over there. Okay, fully furnished. Okay, and then you can change the price because now it's very expensive. Okay, instead of 1.4 million. Okay, so you change 1.6 million. Okay, so this house ID number 20. You update the record. Okay, so you have to fill in over here. Okay, let's say this one, right? Okay, so update record. Okay, and you can check at a record house ID number 20, right? So house ID number 20. Okay, so you have already changed this one. It is a new value. Okay, the new price for house ID number 20. Okay, and we have a image over here, right? Okay, So far so good. I think I can stop the record now.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes.
I got an error.
Okay, Sia, can you share your screen? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen first.
Okay. So here show my record is failed to update, but didn't show which line is got the problem.
Okay, can you look at your function? Okay, can you make it bigger, a little bit bigger, Sia? Okay. All right. Okay, so let me see edit. Okay, query. Can you add these two line after the query? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put in the chat. What is it? Okay, this one. Okay, input this two line. Okay, below. Okay, no. After that, MySQL query, query. After that, copy these two line
This
from the chat that I've already shared with you. Okay, go to the chat. Okay, don't delete this one. Add new line. Okay, right. Okay, so just test it again. Okay, save this file, this function, and test it again. Okay. Now go back to the detail .php. Go back to detail.php. No, not inside your browser, from your browser. No, not this is Visual Studio Code. Okay, Okay, go back. Okay, details. Okay, all right. Even detail is not correct. Define the array key. Okay. Refresh detail.php. Actually, that's not the way to refresh. To refresh, okay, go to your URL. Okay, press enter. Okay, press enter. Okay, press enter. All right. Okay. So there's some error over here. Undefined array key host ID in detail line 3. Yeah. Right. So can you go to your VSC details line number 3? If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Okay. Required function host ID. Okay. Kat sini you pakai house ID. Can you click at the function? Go a little bit up. Atas sikit. Okay, kat sini you pakai ID. Ni salah dah. Okay, pergi dekat details balik. Dekat detail dulu. Detail. Go to detail.php. Oh. Alright. Wait. Okay, I think okay, required house ID. This one is okay. Okay, can you go a little bit down? This is S. Okay, go down lagi. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, slow a little bit. Alright, this is okay. Right. Price, yes, okay, ini okay. Right, lagi, down. Alright, so, okay, update rank.php, right? Equal as house ID, alright. Now go to update rank.php. Okay, right, so we go on the top, okay, go to the top. Okay, this ID equal to house ID. Right. Itu dah. Di bawah ni, Syah, scroll down. G, video, hidden, ID, okay. Right, so okay. Okay. Tak ada masalah mana ni. Okay, date button. Okay, can you scroll down up a little bit? Okay, dah nampak dah ni. Date button. Atas lagi. Lagi atas. Sampai kat PHP. Okay. Test sekali lagi Asia dekat apa ni? Browser. Okay, detail define. Okay, click this one. Host ID 2. Okay, click update. Right. So change something. Okay. Okay, click update. And 80 undefined variable, what is it? Con. Oh, right. Okay, go to function. Line 80. Go down. 80. Alright. Something that relate to your con. Can you go a little bit up? Lagi. Con is equal. Ya ada underscore tu. Con tu salah hijau tu. No. Atas tu. Dekat. Slow down. Scroll up a little bit. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, line 51. Your con tu. Betul tak hijau tu? Salah tu. Tak ada underscore tu. Okay. Save tak? Okay, save. Try lagi. No, you cannot do that. You cannot refresh like that. Okay, you have to go back to a house detail. Alright. Okay. Click update. Change this one. Right. Okay, this is house ID number 2. And define variable con. Look back at your function. Right. Okay, save and no, go to detail. Okay, go back to your this one. Okay. Here. Okay. Syntax error lagi ni. Area ni furnish. Syntax error. At line 9 to update record. check the manual that correspond. This is regarding your function actually. Function, tengok dekat function. Okay, VSC. Location, price. Right. Price. Okay. Can you scroll up a little bit? Scroll up a little bit. No, the same this one. Okay. Right. At line 52, 51, line 51. Okay. Okay, line 51. Go to line 51. Okay, and enter. Okay, enter one. No, betul dah. No. Okay, enter. Enter. Press enter. Okay, type vardam. VAR. Okay, vardam. VAR. Okay, okay, vardam. Okay, and then ni kurungan. Okay, data. Okay, data. Right. Okay. Okay. Semicolon. At the end should be semicolon. Okay. Save and test again. Test again. Okay. Location. We have location. We have a price, room, bathroom, car park, property type. Okay, everything is there. Then area, size. Okay. And then furnishing, house. The only thing that is not available is your ID over here. Oh, ID tu ada dah. ID is number 2. English. Okay. Again tak apalah kita tengok Can you go back to your VSC? VSC, Visual Studio Code. No, don't refresh. Go to Visual Studio Code. Okay. In the update record. Update rack. Okay, go to update rack. Fine. Okay. Line 9. Line 9. Betul dah, query okey lah. Okay. Do you have class after this year?
No.
Okay. If you want me to check, then you can wait. The rest, okay. Sia, you can wait in this Webex meeting. You can solve this one problem. After
Okay.
that, and then just stop sharing first. Sia. Okay, we can come back to you later on. Okay. Anybody else have problem? And if you Okay. Okay. Lee is saying something. I think that's also true also, right? Okay, we are going to look this solution after that. Okay. So the rest, you have any problem? The rest, you have any problem? Okay, if you have any problem, then thank you very much. See you again on next class. Okay. So for next meeting, please be prepared that you have to submit your you have to do the presentation for the case study. Yeah. Okay. You have to do presentation for the case study, and I also plan to make a quiz next class. So please be prepared. So for the quiz. All right. So with that one, thank you very much. See you again on next class. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Bye bye. All right. Okay. You can leave this meeting now. Okay. I want